nirvana. And nirvana simply means extinction, liberation, tranquility, and non-arising. They don't forget that I've mentioned that Buddhism came out of Hinduism. And so there are some Hindu concepts or ideas that you find in Buddhism. Notably among these is the concept of karma and samsara. Karma and samsara as twin concepts is used to explain human existence. For one to overcome or to evade or not to be subject to samsara, what it means is that you have to merge your soul with the ultimate. So in Buddhism, there's the idea of nirvana, which talks about liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from suffering, liberation from troubles, liberation from experiencing birth and rebirth. Because as long as you experience birth and rebirth, you'll be subject to suffering. And suffering, or the solution to the problem of suffering, was cardinal to the Buddhist message, to the Buddhist message, not the Buddhist, to the Buddhist message. And so nirvana is a state of bliss and happiness. It is a point where you are no longer subject to samsara. And so you will not be reborn into this world to go through suffering as every human will go through. And so the article is there for you. Read it. And if you don't understand anything, you can post a question on the platform and I will respond to you. Now let's come back to our lecture slides. And we are going to skip Sikhism. We'll go to Confucianism. Now, this religion is interesting. It is a religion that is associated with the Chinese. So today, it is considered to be the Chinese indigenous religion, so to speak. Even though before this religion came to the fore, there was the ancient Chinese religion. And so Confucianism simply came to supplant, so to speak, the ancient Chinese religion. This religion has been described by scholars as a complex system of moral, social, political, and religious teachings built by a gentleman called Confucius. Confucius was a philosopher and a teacher. He was born somewhere around the year 551 BCE and died around 479 BCE. An important thing about him was that he emphasized ethics, good behavior, and then moral character. The goal of the religion is to achieve social harmony. Who founded Confucianism? Oh, why? I'm coming. Let me. I will reshare the slides again. About it. Now, that is the image or the picture of the founder of this religion that we are talking about, Confucius. We are told that he was born, his name in the Chinese is Kun Fu Tse. This name was Latinized by the Jesuit priest to read Confucius. I mean, we see a similar one they did with Zarathustra, where the name was Latinized to read Zoroaster. And a similar thing is said to have been done with this gentleman as also. So Confucius became Confucius. Now, like I said, that so out of the Latinized name Confucius came the name of the religion Confucianism. And I've talked about it that Confucianism is a worldview, is a social ethic, is a political ideology, and of course, a scholarly tradition. And more so, it is a way of life. Now, some scholars have argued that Confucianism is more of a philosophy than a religion. But scholars have said that Confucianism encompasses almost everything. It has ethical values, it has religious values, it has philosophical values, and more importantly, it contains the element of the ancient Chinese religion. What is the worldview? Now, to be able to understand Confucianism, which, as I said earlier, is a religion of the Chinese, we'll have to take a look at the ancient Chinese philosophical concepts or thoughts. These are the concept of the yang and the yin. And you see a symbol of the yang. You see the white side with a black dot, and then the black side with a white dot. We're told that this yang and yin is a well-known Chinese symbol, and it represents the balance of opposites in the universe. When they are equally present, all is calm. When one is outweighed by the other, there is confusion and disarray. So this symbol represents the harmony and balance of two opposite forces in the universe, such as light and dark, male and female, of fire, and then water. Now, in the Chinese thought, the world and everything in it exists because of the interplay between these two opposing forces. So from them, the five elements of nature are formed. And through their interplay, the cycle of the seasons are derived. And it is said that for men, the degree of yin are in them, and all women have the yang, the degree of yang in them. So they more or less complement each other. Like we said, Confucianism thrives on philosophical teachings. And so some scholars have said whether it is a religion or a philosophy, they don't know. And so we're going to look at some principles in Confucianism. Confucius in his teachings have indicated certain principles that he expects his followers to observe. One is the li or lie. And this understanding of it will include understanding their rituals, propriety, etiquette, ceremony, and reverence. So that Li really talks about the rule of conduct. What did Confucius himself say? What did he say about this principle? He said that Li is the right conduct of affairs in society. And when Li is practiced by all, peace and harmony prevail in all aspects of life. So propriety of life, behavior, etiquette, doing that which is right. Is a Li here does not refer to only the formal performance of ritual, but equally important is how ritual affects the affective domain. In other words, what rituals does not just become mechanical, it has to affect in your own behavior. There's the second one, shao. This has to do with love within the family, or what we may call filial love or piety. Shao, we are told, originally meant sacrifice to one's ancestors. It meant that while one's parents were alive, serving them in a ritually proper way, and after one's death, after one's parents died, burying them and sacrificing to them in a ritually proper way. But Confucius goes ahead to give a deeper meaning to this principle. He says that the love of parents for their children and of children for their parents is paramount. This scholar, Bradley, makes the point that Shao means the respect and obedience that members of the family owe to those who are higher in status to them in the family. And so you can make the point that Shao encourages people to have love and respect for members of their family. Then there is the other one, Jen, which is benevolence, human-heartedness, or humanness towards others. And among the Confucian virtue, this is considered to be the highest. Then there's Chun, which has to do with loyalty to the state. I mean, if you are loyal to the state, you will not do anything to harm the state. To harm the state. Then there's Yi. Yi has to do with righteousness and also duty to the state. Then Xin, this has to do with honesty, sincerity, integrity, and trustworthiness. Now, this last one is important. Can you see the screen? Hello, are you there?
Yes,
No, sir. The screen is blank.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's blank.
Okay. I don't know what the challenge is this morning.
I will see if I can't hear any. Okay.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes,
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Now, like I said, the last one is very important. I mean, there is what Christians call the golden rule. The golden rule, which says that do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Now, that rule was actually said many years before Christ was born. And it was said by Confucius. Confucius, in his teaching, came up with that rule, shu, which is do not do unto others what you wouldn't want them to do unto you. Do not do unto others what you wouldn't want them to do unto you. Ah, why is my what is the problem today? Okay, so let's ask this question. Confucianism, whether it is a religion or an ethical system. Scholars have made these arguments. While some think that Confucianism is a religion, some others think that it is merely a philosophical, ethical movement devoid of religion. So, where is the evidence? I think there's some consensus to the fact that Confucianism is a religion. Now, some scholars have also argued that Confucius was a virtuous man without religion. But when you do an analysis of the Confucius religion, you'll find traces of the ancient Chinese religion in terms of their texts and other religious beliefs. And so to know whether Confucianism is a religion or not, then you may need to go and have a look at the ancient Chinese religion. Of course, Confucius was born into that religion and grew up in that religion until he came up with his own teachings. And there are references of the ancient Chinese religion in Confucianism. Of course, the ancient Chinese religion is an ancestral religion. So, and there's a belief in the supreme being as well. There is the idea of heaven So Tien, which we are told means heaven, which is also can be called Ti, or Tai, which is Lord. And then there's a reference to Shakti. Shakti means Supreme Lord. There's also the idea of the ancestor worship in the ancient Chinese religion. Now, we also know that in the ancient Chinese religion, there's the idea of the soul of departed relatives living in the other world. And so children owe their duty to their parents who have died to contribute to their glory and happiness. Now, more importantly, Confucius did not repudiate the ancient Chinese religion. Scholars quote Confucius to have said, "He who offends against heaven has no one to whom he can pray." What then can we say will be the worldview of the Confucian religion? Confucius or Confucians believe in a personal God that could be called Tien, which means heaven, or Ti, which is Lord, or Shang-Ti, which is the Supreme Lord. There's also the belief in ancestors. And these are all part of the ancient Chinese religion. All part of the ancient Chinese religion. And so an analysis of Confucius' teachings, analysis of his worldview, will conclude that Confucianism is a religion because every religion has ethical teachings. And so if Confucius or Confucianism taught ethics and had the belief or incorporated into its teachings the ancient Chinese religious systems, then we cannot but conclude that Confucianism is a religion. Of course, we can see that today the Chinese today now, through what they call the Confucius Institute, are propagating the Chinese cultural ideas all around the world. Their religion, I mean, their customs and traditions in the form of their language, their music, their dance, their dress code. As we're speaking now, I mean, we are developing, I'm also, by God's grace and with the benevolence of the president, the board chairman for NACA, National Council for Curriculum Assessment. And tomorrow, a team is coming from NACA to, they'll be in Cape Coast to help to develop a Chinese curriculum. Because from next year, we intend to roll out through GES the teaching of Chinese, the Chinese language in some selected schools in Ghana. And so we need to work on the syllabus, the curriculum, so that the teachers and get other things in readiness. And so Confucius or Confucianism has had a wide influence on the Chinese people, and even today through the Confucius Institute. Of course, we shouldn't forget that the Communist Party that is ruling China is not really a religious fanatic, so to speak. But through the Confucius Institute, as they call them, they are helping to spread the Chinese culture. But really, that is not our focus for this course. So just to let you know that the Confucius Institute that we have in Ghana and in some part of Africa or the world. I mean, 2023, I was in Kenya for a conference, and the facility at the Kenyatta University. And the facility we had a conference was the Confucius Institute building. I mean, I was just telling them that I hope that they will put up one in UCC as well. And so that is Confucianism. The founder, we call him Kung Fu Tse. The name has been Latinized as the Jesuit priest. He came up with some ethical, philosophical teachings. He incorporated the ancient Chinese religion into his religion to form what we call Confucianism today. I think that ends my slides. I thought I had Shintoism on it. I didn't realize that Confucianism ends the slides. That should end our lectures. Like I said, the quizzes and the exam have been set. I will set some questions on Confucianism for the one of the quizzes. It should be the one you do on the LMS. The second quiz, I want to believe so. Just some few questions on Confucianism will be added to that one. But I've set the questions for the exams, both section A and B. You know, I mean, section A is objectives. It's 20 objective questions. And they try to cover the entire spectrum of the religions that we have studied. Section B will be 4 questions. You are going to answer 2 questions. You're going to answer 2 questions out of the 4. I'm trying to check on something. I'm checking on something. That's why I'll just to give you some information. So with the section B, the questions, like I said, will be for the introduction to the course. We have set a question on it. There will be a question on Zoroastrianism. Of course, there will be a question on Hinduism. So, and then there will be a question on Judaism as well. You have to select 2 from the 4 questions and respond to, in addition to the quiz questions. Then there will be the other quiz. I'm told from the instruction they sent to me that there will be a second quiz which you do on the LMS. So that is the questions I'm finalizing. And I said that question will have questions on Confucianism in addition to the other religions. So we'll bring our lectures to a close. Is there a question for me? Any question? Yes, Isa.
Thank you very much. We are grateful for the time you spent with us and the dedication. If my mind set me right, you are saying that the other distance, which is the theory side, would have gone to Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, and Judaism. That is what I heard. The other one, if you
will be 4 questions there, you answer 2. And the area of question, the introduction.
Yeah, the introduction.
And then Zoroastrianism,
Hinduism, and then Judaism.
And Judaism, yes.
All right. But the other one, you are saying the one we are going to do in the LMS, that one will also, you ask some quick.
Yeah, I will ask question from Confucianism.
Okay, okay, sir. That is the clarity I wanted. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes, Pina, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, the last time you said after Confucianism, you will take us to the Sikhism. So I don't know if
let's you just read it. I don't think it's. I'm not going to examine your. I'm not examining your.
I think even before he said this one, he did mention that we should keep that one. He mentioned it and asked us to go to the Confucianism. That was what he said. If only I heard him at the beginning. That was what he said. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but we'll leave it. Just we'll skip it. Yes, Louis.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please, for me, this is a request. I was asking if you can resend the slides to us on the page, because you made
No
certain
problem.
corrections in
No
was
problem. I will do
teaching.
that.
And if there is any document that will contain the course, I'll be happy if you can share it to us, because I think we are not going to end it here. Maybe for research and others' sake, we can revisit that. And apart from the slides, if there is any document that will help in our readings, and
Okay.
I'll be grateful if you send to us for.
I hear you.
Okay.
But I will send the slides immediately to you. Resend it again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So if there's no other question, then I think the next time we meet, it will be in the examination.
All right, sir. Well, sir, if like in addition to what he said, or there's some maybe some what will I call it? If sites we can follow to even get, even if it is the model itself, that would have helped us, because if getting the model to also complement supplement sometime do help. Thank you, sir.
The what system is using?
I'm talking of whether we can get maybe sometimes they will give you a site when you enter, you will be able to get the models, the model in addition.
Well, I don't know. I will send it to code if they will.
Okay.
I don't know about the model.
Okay, sir.
Unless you check with code itself.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We are much grateful.
Okay. Okay, so that should be all. Thank you. But if anybody has some other issues, you can always reach me. My number is on WhatsApp. You can send me messages and everything. I will gladly respond to you. Okay. So all the best for the day.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Charity have forgotten of her brother. He's gone cry.
Sir,
Yes, please.
please let's talk back page, okay? We cannot talk here.
Right here. Thank you. Thank you.
You have to talk here. You have to talk here. Madam Esinam,
Ah,
you have to talk
yes,
here.
you can see that they are recording, my sister.
Okay.